Greeting, guys and gals. So if you don't know, now you know. I've been here doing this thing for 10 long years. Greetings, y'all. It is Christmas time, as you can see by the tree, but if I stick to my YouTube schedule, Christmas has passed by now. But I hope you guys had a great, wonderful, splendid, safe holiday season. And I thought as we conclude and get to the new year, it has really hit me that I have been on YouTube for 10 years now. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Cass. My alias is workthatcass. Well before I even started a YouTube channel, and matter of fact before YouTube even existed, I was obsessed with the camera. And at the time, I really channeled it through film. I actually lived in Abu Dhabi when I moved there when I was about 9 years old, and I lived there for about 4 years. In the school that I attended, you actually were required to make a film, like as part of the program, and there was a film festival and all this stuff. And my film ended up winning for best overall animated film, and I still have the award from it. Let me go grab that. So this is the literal award, you guys, that I won in Abu Dhabi. So that's what got me interested in cameras in the first place, and I asked my parents every Christmas, every birthday, everything. I always asked for a different camera, but anytime I can get my hands on a camera, I was obsessed with it, and I literally would just film my life like a vlogger. Like literally, I had nowhere to post it, and I was filming like this was going to an audience. And I do of course still have some of the clips, so I'll run through some of these clips of just me pre-vlogging my life and talking to the camera at the age of 10.
Hello, this is me waiting in the car for my siblings to get ready. And we actually see someone coming out of the house. We're supposed to leave at 7:30. It's 7:30. They're supposed to be in the car, but my mom told everyone to go at 7:20 because we're leaving at 7:30. At 7:30, still no one's coming. You see what I'm trying to tell you? It's my siblings' fault.
I just tried to they look good in short shorts. That is a very good thing to look good in, you know? My sister's whining because she can't find her Nintendo pin. She says it's not fair because I can always find mine when I lose it. Guess what? Alec just got his PSP yesterday, and he lost it, or the day before yesterday, and he lost it yesterday. So he is depressed. He lost his PSP and his Nintendo. So if you find it, he lost it in Caladia Mall. So if you see someone playing a PSP with this like white case on it, sort of whitish, clearish case on it, then attack them and say, is that yours?
So you guys, that is a history of just recording, filming myself. Finally, after begging my mom, she let me make a Facebook account, so I finally did have somewhere to post content at the time. I don't remember how much I posted to Facebook, probably not much, but that was my first exposure to social media. Let's fast forward a bit to YouTube. So I was about 15 when I started my first YouTube channel. I was a sophomore in high school, and I just knew I needed to be on YouTube. Obviously, I was making videos, as I mentioned. I was going to film camps every summer. Like, I was learning so much about film at the time. Content creation obviously wasn't a big thing, so my mind was like, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a filmmaker. I love being behind the camera. I love editing. I love every part of it. So my mindset was I needed to be a film producer. But at the time, I was making so many videos, and there was YouTube, a way for me to distribute my videos. So I started a channel, pretty random videos at first. I was just kind of posting whatever, like I felt like posting whatever I recorded, and that was kind of the beginning. I remember on YouTube I was very loud and just yelling at the camera like, hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. Like very much so not me, because I remember when people in high school found out about my channel, they were like, why are you so like quiet and shy and reserved in school, but you're so loud on YouTube? That was the culmination of my YouTube channel. So one of the other things I was struggling with in high school was my natural hair. So in my family, I was kind of told, and I just thought it was the natural cycle of life, and I'm sure a lot of my black girls can relate to this, but I was kind of figured by the time I was in high school, I was gonna get my first perm. And with my first perm, my hair was just always going to be, you know, straight for the most part. But for whatever reason, me and my mom decided not to go with a perm in high school, which is, you know, I'm so thankful that I made that decision that day. I was on YouTube looking at natural hair videos. That's what I was following Team Natural on Instagram. Like, I was just going ham on learning everything about growing my natural hair, styling my natural hair, etc. But I had felt at the time like all the natural hair YouTubers were just a lot older than me, and they were doing hairstyles that I would honestly do now, like that I love now. But in high school, I didn't want to wear my hair in a bun, you know, I would wear my hair down, I would wear my big. Like, I wanted to have fun styles, and I just felt like there wasn't anyone showing styles for high schoolers. It was all kids and professionals, but there wasn't anything in between. So this is me. This is one thing that I hate / love about myself. I think very far ahead of my time, but I have the trouble sticking with it, and it's the weirdest thing, but we'll get to that eventually. So I was 15 years old already figuring out that I need to niche and have this target audience, and this is what's missing, and this is the problem. And you know, I work in marketing now. I'm a digital marketer, professional marketer, so this is like my job now, but it's crazy for me to think I was 16 breaking this down. And so I niched down my channel into natural hair. Mind you, at the time, you guys, no one was getting paid on YouTube. There wasn't YouTube, Google AdSense. I don't even know if Google owned YouTube at the time. Like, this was just me. Seeing a need, meeting a need. Like, yeah. So I became the natural hair YouTuber. I used to create natural hair memes on my Instagram. I would tag Team Natural, post them. I actually found like a natural hair challenge that I hosted. I used to use hashtag naturally cray. My name used to be naturally cray on like Instagram and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I was like cornering the natural hair market at the time. So that's pretty much the premise of me on YouTube through high school, starting out. So once I graduated high school, everything shifted to college. So I did attend Howard University for college, and at the time all my content switched to college content, and it was doing extremely well. So I was doing Howard vlogs, I was doing like everything I bought to go to Howard, like, you know, it was just like I was doing dorm tours, like everything, and it was like really taking off. And I was like, okay, you know, these Howard vlogs are big. That's when that first channel hit 10,000 subscribers for the first time, and all this stuff was happening, and I was getting brand deals like every week. I was working with a company that kind of like, they weren't really my management company, but they would get me brand deals and get me invited to brand events. And mind you guys, again, at the time, YouTube still wasn't huge, so okay, at this time YouTube was getting a lot bigger, a lot more popular, a lot more common for people to have channels, but still, like, I wasn't, you know, brand deals. I'm like, okay, cool, they're gonna send me products or whatever, they're gonna pay me a little bit. I think I was like charging like $200 at the time, but whatever. So yeah, so I culminated into college vlogs. Then YouTube was getting to the point where it was about niching down and how you need to niche and talk about this one topic, and that's how you grow an audience. And people were starting to get paid on YouTube, and they're like, that's how you get paid. And I had this fear in me, and I was like, oh no, if I'm a college vlogger, I'm gonna lose my audience once I leave college. So I was like, I need to stop branding everything as my college vlogging, which if you are a college vlogger, you guys, go for it. People are gonna get used to you. Eventually they're gonna follow you because of your life, not because of where you go to college. So at the time I didn't realize that, so I was like, I need to switch up. I need to figure out what my niche is, because this is going to be the topic that I talk about forever. So I was trying different things. I was like, what am I really passionate about? I love branding, and girl boss aesthetic was really popular at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like girl boss content, branding, aesthetic. I think I did a little beauty stuff. Like, I was just trying out so many different things, and it was probably, obviously at the time I didn't realize it, but it was probably throwing the YouTube algorithm like everywhere. I remember my most popular video to date is 20 natural hairstyles, which I still have posted on my old channel, but that video was at like 600,000 plus last time I checked. But yeah, I was just posting about all kinds of things, trying to hook on to something, you guys. And by senior year, it was so busy. I was creating my web series. I was working on like an 8-episode web series, and I was working at Apple at the time as a creative pro. Like, I was on 2 different e-boards for AKA and my fraternity, AK Psi, and I was doing so much I wasn't really focusing on YouTube. But then when it was finally time to release my web series, I was like, okay, I'll release it on my YouTube channel, because, you know, I already have a following there. So I released it on my YouTube channel, and so my YouTube channel had become like this mush pot of so much different content, so many different, just, it was confusing. So, to say the least, we were at natural hair to all this stuff, and I just kind of had this like crises and started deleting so much content, because I don't even know if unlisting was a tool at the time. It probably was, and I just didn't know. But I just deleted so much content, which I wish I didn't, but you know, can't really change. Can't go back and change things, and it's okay, it's not hurting me. But yeah, so by the time I graduated college, you guys, I was like, it is time to start fresh. Everyone advised against it. That company that I said was getting me brand deals was like, do not start a new channel. Like, my parents were like, you grew the channel so big, like, why would you start a new channel? Everyone was totally against it, but I knew deep down that that first channel I started when YouTube was just for fun. Like, there was no way to get paid. It was literally just for fun. And so I knew if I wanted YouTube to take, I knew if I wanted to take YouTube more seriously, I need to start a new channel, and I need to, you know, really figure out what do I want my business to be through YouTube. And now I know about niching. Now I know about making money on YouTube because my previous channel was monetized. So I wanted to start a channel with all the knowledge I had gained over those like 5 to 6 years and take it and start fresh. And so I did. So after I graduated, I started a new channel. I wasn't super consistent on it, but once the pandemic hit, I was pumping out 2 videos a week. Like it was, like there was no tomorrow. Like I was just obsessed, and I had so much time on my hands, so I was releasing so much content about everything I was interested in. So I loved like health and fitness, I loved organization, I loved content creation. Like I was creating videos on every single topic until I had just this huge bucket of videos, and I finally went and I looked at the videos and I was like, what is performing the best? And at the time I had created a DIY studio in my room, which, you know, it was the pandemic. I see the correlation, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to capitalize on this. So I really focused. I think I deleted all my other social media and I just focused, and I was like, this is going to be the content I create. And it's funny, there is a blatant line on my YouTube channel, I'll show it on the screen, but you can see from the video, me posting an organization video, to me realizing I needed to post about DIY content creation at home. It's like a huge like shift in the freaking universe, and that was it. Like I was like doing DIY content creation. I had been doing that my whole life. Like that's what I was doing when I was creating content. So I really honed in on that. I was doing DIY photo shoots, DIY music video shoots in general. And then I felt like, okay, people were asking me, are you like a model? Are you a photographer? Like what are you? And I'm like, I'm really none of those things. I haven't really had an interest in modeling, and I don't consider myself a photographer. Like I don't take photography clients. So I was trying to figure out who am I, like why am I doing this? And so it kind of went down to my passion for music, and I was like, okay, I'm a DIY superstar, so it can be in 2 ways. Like I'm a superstar at doing DIY, but at the same time I'm creating DIY music videos. My photo shoots are my album covers, or they align with my music. So I figured out a way to take my DIY content creation theme and fit it into the box of trying to become an artist. And honestly, you guys, I think that is like a beautiful niche, and I think like if I really had focused and honed in on that, like that would have been a very successful thing to do. I hadn't seen it done before, and it's possible. There's a lot of people I know out there interested in music, and music is a very expensive hobby, so I think it would have been helpful to people. It would have built my brand, and it was something that I was already doing and building a brand on, so it was kind of like fail proof. So with all that being said, that's what I was doing, that's what I was aiming toward. And then 2023 hits. So in 2023, a few drastic things happened that kind of shifted my life. I was living in my apartment at the time, and I decided I was spending too much money on my apartment. At this point, I could afford the mortgage of a home with how much I was spending on my apartment. There was a lot of things going wrong in my apartment. So one of the big shifts was I moved back home with my family. And this completely changed the trajectory of my commute to work. So that impacted a lot of my free time. On top of that, I didn't have a real studio space or space to work at home. In my apartment, I had kind of made the dining room my studio space. When I had lived at home previously, I was able to make the dining room my studio space, but it had already been occupied when I moved back, so I didn't have as much dedicated space to create. And then the last thing was I actually did end up in my first like official grown-up adult relationship. So it was just pretty much any extra time I did have was spent on like growing and honing in on that relationship, and you know, going out and doing things and traveling. And so I've probably said this in a lot of vlogs now that I've kind of revamped my channel, but I don't regret any of it. At the end of the day, the relationship's over, but it was like I got to experience so much. I think I went to Cancun, Jamaica, like I got to travel. I went to so many different restaurants. I never eat out, but I was like eating out every weekend. I got to try so many different things. But that left no time for the DIY superstar, and that left no time to record music, release music, distribute music, record music videos. Like it just wasn't, and I wasn't really mad about it. I just wasn't really as interested in it. I just felt like I was living a different life and it didn't belong on YouTube, and that's where I got kind of stuck. And I think I had only released like 3 videos and it was October or September or something. So yeah. So anyways, when that relationship ended, I was like, okay, I can put that time back into my YouTube channel. So I did release my EP, and I released a performance video and this and that, but then it was like really hard for me to get that content out, and I realized maybe the problem wasn't time, the problem was interest. in this topic. And so I finally was working on my last song, but I had worked so hard on it and I was like, okay, this needs to release. But after this song, my initial thought was I'm going to start a new YouTube channel, and this is going to be a lifestyle channel. But I took a poll on YouTube. I had like a late night thought and I was like, you know, one thing I wish I would have done was kept all my content on my old channel, and whatever, as I switch niches, just do what I do. But I think what I had realized, so that kind of hit me, and I was like, you know what, let me see if my audience is okay with me switching niches on this channel, basically. And everyone was, and I think the biggest thing was I was trying to explain that I'm a multi-passionate creative. So yes, I'm interested in music still, like I'm not giving up on music, but I'm also interested in fashion, and I'm interested in film, and I'm interested in so many different things creatively that it is so hard to box myself into a niche. So thank goodness, thank you guys, y'all are amazing. Everyone was so encouraging. The overall vote was to keep it on this channel, so that's what I did. And I knew it was going to be a tough transition. I knew my numbers weren't going to be the same. I knew my subscribers weren't going to be the same. They're already low because I had barely posted within a whole year. But I finally sucked it up and started posting lifestyle content, and I was finally doing what I had always wanted to do in the first place, what 9-year-old Cass with a camera was doing in the first place. I finally accepted that. I finally said it's okay to do that. And it's okay to be your own niche, and it's okay to be interested in multiple things and want to talk about multiple things. And I gave myself that okay, and I went for it. And surprisingly, my first vlog outperformed almost every video on my channel. My second vlog outperformed almost every video on my channel. My first sit down with you guys, money talk, outperformed every video on my channel. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then the vlogs after that did not do so well, and they probably ranked the lowest every time. But I had to remind myself, this is what I expected in the beginning. Those first 3 videos were an anomaly. Like, I was not expecting that at all. So this is what I was expecting in the beginning, and it's fine. I just have to keep showing up. And that is the reason, you guys, after 10 years on YouTube, 2 different channels, this channel hitting 13,000 subscribers, and everyone's like, wow, you're right. You know, at the end of the day, everyone who didn't want me to change channels. I don't regret creating the second channel. I'm glad I created the second channel. It was needed after everything that first channel had went through. But this is a different journey, you guys, and I will say, for those of you who did subscribe specifically for DIY content creation, nothing is ever gone for me. I still create things DIY. Half my vlogs, you see me taking my own Instagram photos. Like, it's still all a part of me. It's just there's so much more to me that I can't keep stopping my life to go and do DIY content creation. Like, if I want to go out the country next week, I want to take you guys with me, and that's going to be the content, you know? And if I go out the country, you guys, I'm taking content, I'm taking photos. So, you know, everything that I have displayed is still a part of the Cass life, the Cass brand, the workthatcass brand. So it's all still going to be here. It's just now gonna mix in real life. Real life is not about a niche. Real life is not about one thing. So therefore, you guys, that is why after 10 years on YouTube and very little success, and you know, I haven't been able to live off my YouTube channel, I haven't made significant amounts of money from my YouTube channel, but I haven't given up, and I can't give up. Anytime I try, you know, YouTube is always there. It's on the back of my mind, and I've been riding this wave for a long time. But I know it comes with consistency and not giving up on yourself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep trying. But this is it. There's no greater niche than lifestyle. So so with that being said, you guys, I'm not a quitter. I want to do this YouTube thing. I don't know if it's gonna be full-time. I do love working. I love my job. I love doing marketing. I don't know if I'm gonna start my own marketing business. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll see what the future holds together. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.